Modest but magnificent Luxembourg only has 500,000 residents, but is one of the world's greatest economically developed areas. In fact, a few key institutions for the European Union have been operated out of Luxembourg City. It shares borders with Germany, France, and Belgium, and is controlled by a Grand Duke, making it the world's last Grand Duchy. Luxembourg's culture is a wonderful fusion of Frankish Europe and Romance cultures, and it has 3 official languages. This rich nation is even relatively wealthy medieval history. The soul of the nation has been a designated UNESCO World Heritage Site, so each area keeps a ton of mysteries for its visitors. Keep on watching to find out which tourist attraction would make you feel like you're a duchess in the 19th century. Number 1. Ekkonaut. This snuggly tiny village near the German border is indeed the oldest in all of Luxembourg. It is the ideal campsite for discovering the region due to its laid-back, lazy afternoon ramble ambience of the palace. Plan to mention your interest in cycling along the River Shur or trekking in Molartol here. For the past 500 years, visitors have flocked to the town's founding saints' dancing procession on Whit Tuesday. If you're coming to May and June, enjoy the International Music Festival and take a look at the Prehistory Museum, the Basilica, and the recently discovered Roma Villa any time of the year. Number 2. Vyandan. Also located on the German border seems to be Vyandan, a delightful and mountainous city on the River Our. Our 2 greatest striking features of the city are its ancient charm and its Vyandan Castle, which stands high above the river. The castle was built between the 11th and 14th centuries and served as an important residence for the Luxembourg aristocracy for 100 years before falling into ruin for almost as long. Reconstruction has been going on since the 1970s, and it is once more bringing back its former glory and now offers one of the most photographed vistas in the entire country. Only accessible by chairlift and offering the greatest views of Vyandan and the surrounding mountains is a magnificent restaurant located above the castle. Don't forget to stop by the Victor Hugo Museum, which is housed in his former residence. Number 3. Dieck. Dieck, which gets its name for the most popular beer in the country, is a popular tourist destination because of the vibrant local culture present here. The mountains that surround Dieck, which is situated to the north and on the River Shur, create breathtaking vistas at every turn. Check out the pedestrian zone for shopping, cafes, public concerts, and then head to the Old Quarter to see St. Laurinaitis Church and other Old World homes. The National Museum of Historical Vehicles, the Beer Museum, and the National Museum of Military History, which has a comprehensive exhibit on the Battle of the Bulge, are 3 excellent museums to visit. It's also a good place for those who want a little nature in their holiday, because you can bicycle, hike, kayak, or fish while you're here. Number 4. Chateau de Vyandan. The above castle is technically located just outside the city of Luxembourg in Vyandan, but is now at less than an hour away, and it's a must-visit if you're in the capital. Built between the 11th and 14th centuries, the splendid Chateau de Vyandan is one of the largest medieval residences in the Gothic period in Europe. The unique shape of this chateau was created by a near full repair carried out in the 20th century after the original, which was constructed between the 11th and 14th centuries. Walkways on the lower floors exhibit multiple stages of habitation from the Roman era onwards. The Gothic polygonal chapel is constructed around a central well, and while the outdoor Byzantine hall is a beautiful area. Plusher halls display fine Flanders tapestries, while photo galleries show the reconstruction process and famous visitors. The most spectacular portions of the castle are the chapel and the other great and minor palaces that were erected in both the ends of 12th century and the beginning of the 13th century. Regained in 1977, the Chateau de Vyandan is a memorial of high significance in Luxembourg. Number 5. Luxembourg City Museum. Housed within a set of 4 reconstructed 17th century homes, the Luxembourg City Museum, originally the Luxembourg City History Museum, focuses upon not only the history of Luxembourg as a city and a nation, but also the diversity and evolution of the territory and its inhabitants from the 10th century. In addition to a variety of immersive cultural activities and events, the exhibition collection comprises photos, greeting cards, poetry, topography models, and bits that demonstrate the progress of urban development, as well as a wide range of special exhibits of items used in daily life. This museum tends to bring the capital's and over 1,000 decades of history to life. The Luxembourg story is a fixed exhibition that shows the growth of the city through countless original artifacts and models, some of them incorporating multimedia animations. The new UNESCO Visitor Center fits in wonderfully here and preserves the same historic motif, while 2 more floors of the museum host contemporary exhibitions. The Luxembourg City Museum is located in 4 heritage homes that were built between both the 17th and 19th millennia, in certain cases of medieval foundations. The massive glass that lift can transport up to 65 people at a time along the ancient walls inside the museum is a particular highlight. Number 6. The Moselle Valley. The Moselle Valley, which stretches 42 kilometers from Wasserbillig to Schnengen, is dotted to small towns, vineyards, and wine cooperatives. Wine enthusiasts have been drawn to Schnengen for years because of the EU Accord that makes it simple to travel across member states. Every village in the valley does have a distinguishable charm and a residence to fine dining restaurants, plus a smoothing vibe that will make you wish you lived there. Villages of significance include Rammerschnen, Remick, Grijveldang, N, and Machtum. Recognized as De Mussel by the local residents, the valley has incredible fruit plantations to discover, styled hikes like the wine route, water activities, small cruise ships, and a tad medieval history as well. Number 7. Molartol. The area of Luxembourg is known as Little Switzerland because of a hilly green landscape. However, you'll notice first that there are unique rock formations. They're hard to describe, yet memorable once you've seen them. Ekkonaut is the main city within the area, yet there are all kinds of reasons to venture out. The restaurants in Molartol serve incredibly sophisticated dishes, especially in the valley of the Lower Shire. Molartol is known throughout the world for its fantastic cuisine, which is based on cheeses, liqueurs, and honey. For experienced climbers, the Molartol Trail covers 112 kilometers of fields, forests, and rock formations. For those who aren't experienced and no less enthusiastic, there are numerous easier hikes that will take you to certain awe-inspiring vistas. Number 8. The Ardennes. This museum tends to bring the capital and over 1,000 decades of history to life. The Luxembourg story is a fixed exhibition that shows the growth of the city through countless original artifacts and models, some of them incorporating multimedia animations. The new UNESCO Visitor Center fits in wonderfully here and preserves the same historic motif, while 2 more floors of the museum host temporary exhibitions. The Luxembourg City Museum is located in 4 heritage homes that were built in the 17th and 19th millennia and in certain cases on medieval foundations. The massive glass lift that can transport up to 65 people at a time along the ancient walls inside the museum is a particular highlight. Number 9. Cathedral Notre Dame de Luxembourg. Built between 1613 and 1621 by the Jesuit religious order, Luxembourg's Notre Dame Cathedral is a must-see, with the most memorable part of this imposing building being the Baroque-inspired North Gate. Inside, the cathedral is embellished with luxurious stained glass dating from the 19th to 20th centuries, modern sculptures, and tiny Madonna and child statues above the altar. The graves of the royal family can be found in the crypt, safeguarded by 2 lions designed by Auguste Tremont. The Cathedral of the Blessed Virgin was originally a Jesuit church, the foundation stone which was laid in 1613. It is a remarkable instance of late Gothic style, revealing various components and ornaments inspired by a Renaissance style. At the end of the 18th century, it adopted a picture of the Lady Comforter of the Afflicted, who had the power to work miracles, and is the patron saint of the city and country. 50 years later, it was considered St. Mary's Church, and 1870, Pope Pius IX dedicated the Cathedral of the Blessed Virgin. Number 10. Kirkberg. Once you've found all of the Grand Duchy's historical treasures, it's time to move to the younger, more modern style of town, Plateau de Kirkberg. Kirkberg is the spot to discover the contemporary style of Luxembourg. It is the location of the city's modern art museum, as well as magnificent buildings of organizations like the European Investment Bank and the Luxembourg Chamber of Commerce. You can access residential areas of parks and quiet neighborhoods by crossing the Red Bridge, as well as an avenue lined with banks, bars, and restaurants. Politics, business, and the arts all come together in this place to create something that is both contemporary and uniquely Luxembourgish. The most effective mode of transportation in Luxembourg is the tram, which was only recently added to the country's public transportation system after its predecessor vanished in the 1960s. The trip takes you from Lux Expo the Box incident halls, as well as the newly opened National Library directed to Luxembourg's renowned concert hall, Philharmonie, as well as the Museum of Modern Art, widely recognized as MUDAM. Luxembourg is renowned as the second richest nation in the world, becoming a European economic hub, and for possessing award-winning wines. Which of these places would you love to visit first? Also, check out this other video if you want to go to Brazil. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more of our top 10 prime picks.